Hey everyone, Geoarm Security here. Today I'm going to show you how to install the Honeywell ILP5 Internet Broadband Communicator into the LynxTouch L5210 all-in-one home and business security system. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the ILP5 from its contents box. While removing everything, make sure to keep all of the original packaging in resellable condition in case you need to return it. And this is the broadband communicator, which I will lay out and organize next to the panel. You'll have some mounting screws in the box, and then you'll also have a chip which will mount between the ILP5 and the L5210 panel. So keep all of that close so you don't lose anything. Now, before I get into the installation, I want to go over the differences between the Internet Broadband Communicator and the Wi-Fi Communicator. There's two separate kits. So the obvious difference is that the ILP5 will require a Cat5 cable to be plugged into it, which may require some hardwiring from the router to the panel. Can be a little bit more difficult. Wi-Fi basically connects to your router in the same manner as like a smartphone or a Wi-Fi device. It'll pick up on your wireless access point without any wires being run. Now, the pros of the Internet Broadband Communicator: some may say it's a more secure line because it's a direct link and you don't have to worry about any RF jamming or any RF signal problems, and that's really the only difference. Whether you go with the Internet Broadband or you go with the Wi-Fi communicator, your system is going to be as good as your internet is. And just as another helpful tip, when you're picking an internet system, you want to make sure you are aware that in the event that somebody cuts the power to your home and your internet router is not hooked up to a backup battery of any sort, like a UPS, then your signal will not be sent to our central monitoring station. If you do have the internet router connected to a backup battery device and your cable is completely separate, if somebody was to cut your cable and the power, that will render the system, so preferably we recommend the cellular versions. Now, getting into the installation of the ILP5 broadband communicator, we want to power down the system first. So we're going to turn the panel on its side. Once we have the panel on its side, we're going to go ahead and depress both of these tabs, exposing the insides of the panel. Before I do it, it will make a cover tamper, so pay attention to what I do. I'm going to hit the home button, which will silence that for you. Go ahead and open the panel up, exposing the insides of the wireless panel. Now we need to power down the panel. You'll either do this by unplugging the LT cable, if you have it, or by unplugging the 22 gauge by 2 wire wired into the 9 VDC and GND. So go ahead and unplug the LT cable. Notice there's still power on the panel. Go ahead and unplug the backup battery. Now we will be ready to work with the broadband communicator and install it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the broadband communicator. We're going to grab our chip that we left in our box earlier, and we're going to locate this little female port right here underneath the ILP5. And you'll notice on this chip, it does give you some direction. You'll notice it says GSM on the top and L5000 on the bottom. Don't be alarmed. The GSM area will slide directly into the ILP5 communication port. Beautiful. Now what you want to do is you want to go ahead and line this male end into this female end of the actual panel, and you want to run the cable out to the right of this mounting bracket. Insert the chip, which will then line up the mounting screws areas. You should have a total of 3. And now you want to run this with the Ethernet port facing out, and you're going to locate the slot where this is going to be mounted. You go ahead and line up the slots. Go ahead and slide that Ethernet port into there. And then your kit will also come with a tie bracket, which you can tie this wire to this little mounting bracket right here, if you'd like. We're not going to do that today. Next, we want to go ahead and open our contents package with our 3 mounting screws. We can begin securing the communicator to the panel. Doesn't matter what order you go in. I usually start from the bottom right. Continuing on to the left, bottom left area. Lastly, the top left area of the communicator. Now that all three of the mounting screws have been secured, we are ready to pop off the back. I've already done it, but you'll notice right here, there is an area where you can pop this little piece off. It says for IP module. Go ahead and pop that off. This is a securing bracket, and either way will work. It's going to go directly into this area right here, but what you want to do is make sure that this part is facing backwards so more surface area is covered when you mount this in there, like so. And that will just go ahead and secure this Ethernet port into the back mounting plate. So we have that taken care of. Another quick tidbit is don't be alarmed with the ILP5 communicator. There's no SIM card. That's only going to be for the cellular module. Now your Ethernet cable you would run through your wall or however you have it set up. You would knock this port out, allowing you to insert the Cat5 cable into the Ethernet port. You want to make sure you get the MAC and the MAC CRC address off of the ILP5 communicator so that here at Geoarm during your tech appointment we can activate that so you can have access to alarm monitoring and Total Connect 2.0. After you have everything secured, now you can go ahead and power the panel back up. Insert the backup battery. Seal the panel up. Now that the panel's been sealed up, it's going to go through its booting process. And it's going to take us to a standby screen where you can hold the home button for a few seconds, changing the red light to green and allowing you to manipulate the panel. That's how you install the ILP5 Internet Broadband Communicator into the Lynx Touch L5210 all-in-one home and business security system. Please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. If you have any questions, reach us at 1-877-443-6276.